Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos,
We lost the fire base.
it's the place to go. Game tips, rants, tactics, and more.
All clear. We've regained control
What
of
you
Alpha.
find here.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'd like to welcome you to the second part of our episode 8, which was focusing on the battle series. For a full explanation of what we're trying to do with the battle series, and for the first part of this video, I'll refer you to part 1 of episode 8, and I'll put a link in the description so you'll be able to find that pretty quick. And we'll just go ahead and get started here, but I want to take a moment first and just touch on a personal note. I woke up this morning with one hell of a sore throat, so if I sound a little stranger than usual and are a little stopped up, that's what's going on. Shoo, look at Superman coming out the gate there. But yeah, I kind of feel like an old cowboy that's been out on the trail for 2 weeks and needs a drink of whiskey. Oh, I could definitely use a shot of whiskey. But we're going to pull through this. I know you guys several of you guys was wanting to go ahead and get a look at this second part of this episode. So I'm going to do this and then probably take a couple of days off the mic and get over this scratchy throat, stopped up head, and life goes on. Maybe throw a little whiskey on that and get it healed up pretty fast, right? So let's go ahead and jump on in with a climb up the UAV side. Woohoo! Now that UAV, the UAV ridge is how we refer to it. I'm not sure what people like so much about it up here. To me, every time I come up here, it doesn't work out well for me. So if I come up here and try to hide behind these rocks or hang out and get cheap kills, it doesn't work well at all. It usually ends just like that. I don't know if it's a mismatch to my play style or what. So the only time you'll usually find me up here is either I spawned on somebody up here, and I gotta get the hell off here as quick as I can because I'm paranoid of that place, or I'm up there hunting somebody that's being a pain in the ass. I won't think twice about going up there and hunting somebody down, but hanging out up there, and not my cup of tea whatsoever.
Here's some ammo.
Now, let's see. Let's get back into the gameplay here. As we can, we still got C, B's flashing. A's pretty much gone. They don't have control of it yet, but it's definitely in high contention. They're all over that high side A. They in the shoot, man. I'm sorry. Having a hard time here. The high side A and the rubble there, they're camped up in that rubble pretty tight. Got a couple of snipers and some other guys causing some issues downstream on that back alley. So I'm trying to work with my squad to coordinate an insertion into this, I guess you would call it. If somebody's got them spotted up, so here we go. If you'll notice too, not only the high side A building, but as I move around here, you're going to notice a lot of buildings have started coming down, and you may have caught on to that at the end of the first video, where the enemy team has, I ain't gonna say the whole enemy team, but there's a high concentration on the enemy team of try-hard classes being brought out. So we ran into a lot of platinum AN-94s with mag ammo and 40 mic grenades and 40 mic shotguns starting right before the end of that first video, and it has a massive presence in this one. I'm not sure how much of it you'll be able to see in the kill feed, but it was crazy here for this last part. They was just running everywhere with those 40 mil shotties and 40 mic grenades and AN-94s. And you can tell from just the sheer amount of structural damage and the houses being brought down, those 40 mics were flying everywhere. Which, I mean, hell. It was a pain in the ass to play against that kind of tactic, but I can't blame them. You know, given the inverse situation, I can't guarantee that I wouldn't have done the same thing, because I'm sure these guys thought they were going to roll this game since they had us outnumbered. And if you look at the ticket count now, it's just ridiculous the way we pulled this out on these fellas. Now watch Captain Houdini here. This is great. Right here he is. You got a couple of hit markers on him. I fall back because he was falling back. And bam, he's gone. That's it. I don't know if somebody... I don't guess anybody else picked him up. I didn't get no assist points. I'm imagining now that I look back at it, he jumped over the wall and headed down the steps. I don't know where the hell he went. But I was expecting him to come back. That's the reason I hopped on this side of the wall. And this kind of cost me right here because I engaged these two guys. But when I was on the other side of the wall in that engagement, I was fully exposed to their shots while I was just trying to shoot, you know, shoulder and head on those because they were behind the wall of that second story. Major disadvantage for me. I did manage to get one of them, but yeah, both of them I guess was just out of the question for that time. Now this run right here is one. This is one I really like to do, and you'll see probably. I imagine you'll see a lot of people doing this, but it's because it's a great little run to make when the enemy team, when they've got A and they're pushing like mad dogs toward B. Most of the time they're going to push that high side because it's kind of a natural way to move. So if you come in this way, you'll catch a lot of guys just like I caught that one. And he hit the top of them steps, and he's like, what? I just completely jumped him. I know he was not expecting anybody to be there. That's funny when you catch guys like that. I've been caught myself like that a lot of times, so I know exactly the feeling that happens when you catch a guy like that. It's like, oh shit. So anyway, was able to actually flank around that bottom side, jump a deer in the headlights on the back steps, come down here, and camping out behind the, whatever the hell is in that box there. It shows you when you blow it up, I think. And I captured A. So even with the high concentration of tryhard running around, still managed to get in there and capture a point right off the run. I think that was I may have said this already. My head's a little spinny, so overlook me if I have. But I think the major downfall of the opposing team was the lack of focus on the control points. I believe that had a lot to do with him losing this match. And you see I lost a squad mate right here to a sniper down the street. And if you notice, I stuttered. It took me a second to get in there. And what I was doing is I was on the mic, first of all making sure he wanted to get up. And then second, making sure he was ready to hit the ground running. Because in that type of situation, you don't want to just run up and revive a guy, because if he's already got hit and he's down, he's probably just expecting to hit the spawn countdown, and he's not paying attention at the time. And so the only thing you're doing at that point is feeding the sniper more points. I mean, you're getting points too, I guess, but I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a very outstanding tactic to me. I would rather make sure the guy's ready to hit the ground running and get out of that situation and actually save that ticket, I guess, besides just doing a blind revive. Now here I spawn in just in time to cover Meps doing his his teabag dance on this guy. And in all, I have to justify this. In all honesty, we wasn't teabagging first. That sounds like something you hear kids say, right? He did it first, Mom. But no, these guys, when the tryhard classes came out and they started getting a few kills, the teabagging quickly ensued with the tryhard. So that's what you're seeing is, I guess you could classify it as a revenge teabag. Should there ever be such a thing, then that is it. The revenge teabag. The point is we don't instigate that behavior, but once it is,
Enemy infantry
once it's
spotted.
employed against us, then you can fully expect to have it returned upon you fourfold. So these guys, especially that group that's on the high side of B, that's the group of tryhards.
Enemy infantry in the area.
They've been dug in there. We haven't really managed to get them out. And they have become quite a pain in the ass to deal with, to be honest with you. Had they played the whole game like this, we would have had an absolute hell of a time. So I'm trying to spray some down. I get a kill, and then I start to take cover on this wall, and I remember 40 mics. And it's a good thing I did, because sure enough, they lit the side of that building up, and there she comes down. So I was really glad I done that little preemptive, this is a bad idea. Every once in a while you'll have that in time to correct it. If you're like me though, a lot of times you have them after the fact, so you're already dead, and you're like, man, that was a bad idea. But once in a while, just once in a while, you have them ahead of time, just in time to save your ass. And that always feels good. Now this is a bad, this was just a bad move on my part. I was really too far away with that gun and bad angle and trying to pull that off. And as you can tell, it didn't work out. But I got up here to pull a revive. Cha-ching! Oh man, look at that. Shit exploding everywhere. I don't know. I give them a little bit of a hard time for pulling out their tryhards. Like I said before, I can't really blame them. And hell, it made the last little bit pretty interesting. That's for damn sure. I mean, all of it was pretty interesting. You know how it is when you're fighting guys like that, especially when you win. You're like, yeah, bitch, yeah. Sorry for that one. Oh, now right here, this is a classic mistake, and I don't know if anybody else falls for this, but I get so ingrained on capture points and running objectives that a lot of times you'll find me doing this right here. There's 10 tickets left on the enemy team, yet I'm camping out in the building trying like hell to capture B. I mean, looking back on it, I can always say, what the hell, why was I doing that? And I get tickled because the guys I play with are well aware of this behavior of mine. Because I don't know how many times we'll be playing around and I'm shouting out call outs and we're losing B, he's here, whatever, or there's a tank coming in, or I'm trying to make the call outs just like just like the match had begun or halfway through. I'm still on it. And they'll kind of get quiet for a second, and all of a sudden I'll hear one of them say, there's only 2 tickets left, man. Oh, okay. Disregard. So I'm terrible for that.
We got enemy infantry in the area.
Those 2 guys right there, if you noticed, I started to engage the one in front, and I switched to the one in back. The reason for that, oh damn, incoming grenade. Oh. The reason for that was, had I engaged the guy in front with 2 guys in a line on that wall like that, I would have ended up fighting both of them at the same time had I not instantly killed the first one. Because the guy in the back would have seen the fire coming from my location, and if he had any awareness about him at all, he would have started firing back at me also. Given that type of setup, you're better off to just let the first guy go on and focus on the back, on the guy in the back. That way, try to control it, control your fight. I mean, you want to avoid firefights, honestly, as much as you can, because you want to try to fight. You want to try to hit engagements and encounters where you have the advantage. A firefight if you have to, but by all means, don't put yourself in an unfair fight. By picking an unfair fight, however you want to say it. Bad idea. So we're coming in on the end. We're down to 0 tickets. I think I get the last kill. You want to watch this? Appreciate you guys watching. Y'all come back, and we're gonna hit the score screen as we fade out. Thanks, guys.
In the end, fall, ready been told. We're all just gamers, growing old.